Hello everyone, a very good evening, a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the Officer Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. So you know that we are doing the important questions of your Macmillan book and the summary session, okay? The summary session is also very much important for the examination point of view, and the questions are also very much important, okay? So now let's start with the session. So we are doing summary and the Macmillan most important question. So we are doing the Indian Contract Act. So first of all, we have just done the general principle of contract. We have done in the special principle of contract, we have done the indemnity, guarantee and bailment. So today we have to do the pledge and the agency. Okay, so these two are the things that we have to do today. So before starting this session, I would like to say you that our paid batch is already going on. If you have not taken any paid batch, you can just take the paid batch by applying the coupon code Y391, because right now the discount is going on up to 80%. Okay, now let's understand the term. What is contract of pledge? Okay, what is contract of pledge? See, what is pledge? This is A person, this is B person. A person want loan, so he is taking loan from the B. Suppose 10 lakh. B is suppose bank. Now A person is giving some movable property as a security. Movable property as a security to the bank, right? So this is called what? This is called pledge. Is that okay? So in the pledge, basically, we are giving the movable property as a security. We are giving movable property as a security to the this one. Okay. So now what is written here? The bailment of goods as security for the payment of debt and the performance of a promise is called pledge. Why it is called bailment? The reason is very simple. It is called bailment because we are actually giving the, we are delivering the possession. In the bailment also we are giving the possession from one person to another person, and in the pledge also we are giving possession from one person to another person. So this is the reason that we are calling pledge as a bailment of good. So this is the simple definition, and in this place A is called pawner and bank is called pawnee. This is called pledger and this is pledgee. Okay, a simple definition. Okay, class. So I hope so. The definition of pledge is clear to all of you. Okay, what is pledge? Under pledge, the bank can, on the insolvency of the borrower, insolvency means the borrower is not able to pay the money. So under pledge, the bank can, on the insolvency of borrower, take possession of the assets, sell it, and then proceed to repay the loan. This is but obvious because borrower is not able to pay the money. So that's why take possession of the asset and sell it. This put bank in a stronger position than creditor who do not have a security. Exactly. That's why bank always takes security if the bank is giving any loan to the third person. Okay. And this cannot be done by the creditor. So this is the only reason. This is there. However, the contract of pledge has certain characteristic of its own, which has also been discussed in this unit. So class, that's all for, this is the summary. So in your BRBL book now, this is, these are the summary that is written in your book. Now let's understand the topic. Okay, just a minute. Okay, number one question. In a pledge, the goods are delivered to be kept as security for the debt or for the performance of the promise? What is the right answer? Tell me. Tell me, class, what is the right answer here? What is the right answer for this question? Tell me. In a pledge, goods are delivered to be kept as security for the debt and the performance of the promise. So this is exact definition of the term pledge. This is the right answer. Okay. So this is true. No. Okay. This is true statement. The pawnee can sell the goods if the pawner fail to pay. What I'm saying? The pawnee can sell the goods if the pawner fail to pay. So pawnee, that we have given the example of bank. So the bank can sell the goods if the pawner fails to pay. Tell me. The pawnee can sell the goods if the pawner fail to pay. So for the B, the right answer is absolutely yes. The pawnee can sell the goods. The answer is yes. That is true statement. The pawnee can sell the goods without giving notice to the pawner. It means the bank do not have to give notice to the pawner while selling the goods. Tell me, this is right and wrong. This is right and wrong. So class, in this case, the answer is absolutely false. The pawnee can sell the goods. This is false because notice should be given to the pawner. Pawnee can keep the goods even after pawner has paid the dues. Pawnee can keep the goods even after pawner has paid the dues. So if the pawner is already paid the dues, why the pawnee can keep the goods? The answer is absolutely wrong. That is false. The pawnee can repledge the pledged goods. That is a heading that we have read in the session. Tell me, what is the right answer? The pawnee can repledge the pledged goods. It means this is X, this is Y. Pawnee, this is pawner. So pawnee can, whatever the movable goods that the X have given to Y, pawnee can give same goods to the, suppose, Z person. That is true. The answer is true because that is written in the book. Okay, but within time, suppose if X have paid the money, so Y have to give money to the, Y have to give property to the X person. Okay, this is the right answer. Is that okay? Now, the contract of agency. Now, the second term that we have to discuss, that is a contract of agency. Okay. What is contract of agency? That is so simple term. Contract of agency. If I say you contract of agency, so there is a two person, X and Y. X is called principal and Y is called agent, right? So whatever the work that is done by agent, okay, whatever the work that is done by agent, it will be assumed that the principal have done the work, okay. So contract of agency allow a person, that is principal, to appoint an agent to deal with the third party, like other contract, certain essential features and rules. So this is called contract of agency. This is contract of agency. Okay, so there are different types of agent classified on the basis of extent of their authority and the nature of work performed them. The statute also recognize certain rights and duties. First of all, what is this? Certain types of agent, just like specific agent, journal agent. So these are the types of agent. Okay, particular agent, sub agent. Okay, so we have just discussed in the paid class. So there are different types of agent classified on the basis of extent of their authority and the nature of work performed by them. The statute also recognize certain rights and duties of an agent and principal which aid them. Aid means help them in ensuring that there is a conducive environment and a good understanding between them. Exactly, because contract of agency is what? The contract of agency is the relation between the principal and the agent. Relation between the principal and agent, that is called contract of agency. So that is a very simple definition. Is that okay? So this is your contract of agency. Done? Now, which of the following is essential for the valid contract of agency? Agent need not capacity to contract. Principal should have capacity to contract. Consideration must be for appointing an agent. What is the right answer? Essential for valid contract of agency. Hanji class, what is the right answer? What is the right answer for this question? Tell me. So class, for this question, the right answer is principal should have capacity to contract. Because we know that the principal is liable. So that's why the principal should be competent to contract. This is the right answer. Okay? True and false. Agent is appointed to act as a connecting link and bring principal into the binding contractual relation with the third person. Tell me. The agent is appointed to act as a connecting link and bring the principal into the binding contractual relationship with the third person. Say yes or no. So the right answer is yes. True. Under Indian contract, a principal can be the minor. Principal can be the minor. If you are saying that the principal must be competent to contract, so how could we say that the principal can be the minor? No. Principal must be competent to contract. So that's why this is totally false. Okay? Agent could be minor as per the provision of Indian Contract Act. Tell me class. The agent could be minor as per the Indian Contract Act. What is the right answer? Tell me. What is the Yes, class, what will be the right answer? So for the C1, that is absolutely false. Okay, this is absolutely false. Agent also cannot be the minor. Okay, agent also cannot be the minor person. Okay, now by implication, the work done by agent for a principal is equivalent to work done by principal himself and herself. By implication, the work done by agent for a principal is equivalent to work done by the principal himself. What is the right answer? By implication, the work done by agent for the principal is equivalent to the work done by the principal. Exactly, because this is what the this one say. Okay, so this is absolutely true. Now, in the absence of contract to the contrary, an agent may retain goods, paper, whether movable, immovable, belonging to principal received by him in his possession until the amount due to him in respect of such good has been paid and accounted to paid to him. A very good question. A very good question. Tell me, class. So, class, in the absence, it means it is not written in the contract. The agent may retain goods, paper, whether movable, immovable, belonging to the principal received by him or in possession until the goods due to him. So, this is absolutely true because that is a right of agent. Whatever the work he has done for the principal, it is a duty of principal to give all the amount. Okay, until the full amount is not paid, the agent have right to retain that goods. Okay, so this is the right answer. Hello everyone. Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Officer Adda channel of Adda 24/7, in which we are doing the summary of the act, right? And the questions of your Macmillan book that is written in the BRBL Macmillan, that is published by IBF. Okay. So this is your CIB July exam 2024, in which we are doing a very important session. Let's start with the session summary and the Macmillan most important questions. So today we are going to start the Sales of Good Act. Before this, we have just done with the Indian Contract Act, and this is the very important, the Sales of Good Act, the first one. In the Sales of Good Act, it involved two person. The first is buyer, the second is seller. Okay, buyer and the seller, these are the two persons that's involved in the Sales of Good Act. So suppose A is the person, that is a good, and this is B1. Okay, so A will give this goods to the B person, right? So A is called seller and B is called buyer. So in this one, the contract is between the seller and the buyer. So one, we can say that this is buyer. So there are two parties in the Sales of Good Act, buyer and seller, right? Now, the contract of sales of good is a contract under which seller transfer the goods to the buyer for a price. Exactly. Suppose if the seller is transferring the goods, so the buyer have must give price money, okay, to the seller. Is that okay? So this is the complete Sales of Good Act. When the property in the good is transferred from seller to buyer, this is called contract. This contract is called sale. So it means when the ownership is absolutely transferred, because in this example, the A is giving goods. So actually, A is giving the ownership of the goods to the B person. So when the ownership is transferred from one person to another person, this is called sale. The consideration for sales of good is the money payable for the transfer of goods. Okay. The sales of good cover only the sale of movable property, not immovable property. This is also a very important line, that the sales of good deal with only the movable property. If we talk about the immovable property, so immovable property deal in the TP Act. Is that okay? Deal with the TP Act. Now, the sales of good. See what is given here. So class, in this one, the sales of good is important so far as the bank lending against asset is concerned. Because class, we know that when the borrower take money from the bank, so the bank will but obvious give the asset as a security. So suppose if the borrower is not able to pay the money, the bank have to sell the assets. So in that case, we can use the term sale. Bank do not lend against unpaid asset in the view of seller liens on the asset. Seller lien means the seller have right to hold the asset till the full payment is not done. Okay. So when the transfer of property in the good is take place at a future time and subject to some condition thereafter to be fulfilled, the contract is called agreement to sale. So class, agreement to sale is basically, you can say, the future sale is called agreement to sale. What I'm saying, the future sale is called agreement to sale. So an agreement to sale becomes sale when the time elapses and the conditions are fulfilled, subject to which the property in the goods is to be transferred. So this is the complete example of sale, agreement to sale. Is that okay? So this is very important. Let's now do the questions of this one. Okay, the questions are very, very much important to understand this point. Okay, so now let's understand the question. Okay, some more points are there. Warranty and condition. So condition warranty, that is again very important term. Condition is what? Suppose if seller and buyer is there, buyer have purchased something, but the thing is not exact to the wordings of seller, so the buyer have right to repudiate the contract and a buyer have right to cancel the contract, right? So what is condition? The stipulation agreed to between parties that is essential to the main purpose of the contract. It is called condition. Okay, the stipulation, that is a rules and regulation agreed to between the party essential to the main purpose of contract. It is called condition. And what is warranty? Warranty is basically only the replacement of the thing. Okay, so this is warranty. See, stipulation, collateral. So you have to just understand this word collateral to the main purpose of the contract, and this is main purpose. Okay, collateral, and that is essential. So you have to word these two words, essential, this is collateral. Done. The sales of good act deal with the right and obligation of the buyer seller apart from the condition and warranty covering from the sales of good. Exactly, because we have to deal with the right and obligation of the buyer and seller also. The provision of the act is relevant to the banker who often act as an agent for collecting the bill. Okay, so in this third paragraph, the bank is acting as an agent for the collecting bills accompanied by the documents to the title to the goods and as a holder for the value while discounting the bill and a varnish against the goods. So this is the very example thing. Now, the unpaid seller. What is unpaid seller? So unpaid seller is basically what? A lien on the goods for the price while he is in possession of them. Okay, unpaid seller means suppose the buyer have not given okay, the buyer have not given the full price This is called unpaid seller. So the first right is lien on the goods for the price while he is in possession of them. In the case of insolvency of the buyer, suppose if the buyer is insolvent, the right of stopping the goods in transit. Suppose if the seller is giving the goods, so he have to stop the goods, okay? Right to resale the goods and right to withhold the delivery of goods. So this is the right of unpaid seller. This is withhold, resale, stop the good in transit. Okay, stop the good in transit. So this is the what? The right of the unpaid seller. Okay, so guys, what we have learned, we have just learned about the unpaid seller in the sales of good. We have learned about the condition and warranty. These are the important segment. Okay, an agreement to sale, and then this is sale. Okay, so these are the 5 concepts that is important in the sales of good act. Now let's do the question of this one. Number 1 question on the screen is that first one. Dash means, okay, what is this? Dash means consideration for sales of good. What it's called? Price, layer delivery, and share. Dash means the consideration for the sales of good. What is the consideration in the sales of good? So class, the consideration is but obvious price. Okay, so price is the right answer for this question, right? Price. Next one. Goods as defined under sales of good do not include actionable claim, share, stock, and grass. In the paid class, we have just learned the definition, that what includes in the definition of good and what exclude in the definition of goods. Okay. So shares, stock, and grants, these can be transferred, but the actionable claim that we have already learned in the TP Act. So actionable claim is not the part of the Sales of Good Act, so that's why this is the right answer. Okay, this is the right answer. Now, dash goods are to be manufactured, produced, acquired by seller after making the contract of sale. Tell me. Dash goods are to be means that is a future, that is in the future, so that's why the future goods will be the right answer. Okay, the future goods are to be manufactured, produced, acquired by seller after making the contract of sale. Okay, dash goods means goods identified. There's a one word, which just talk about the, you can say the question. So dash good means the goods identified and agreed. Identified means, suppose I just want, there are so many, this one, the material of rice. I just want the basmati rice. So what is this? The goods which is identified. So this is called specific one. So please see all the questions, that is important one. Okay, next. Dash means voluntary transfer of possession from one person to another. So what is possession? Possession is basically the custody. Okay, possession means that is basically the custody. That is called possession. So dash means voluntarily transfer possession from one person to another. So this is basically delivery. Okay, delivery means voluntarily transfer of possession from one person to another. Done? Now, when the transfer of property in the goods is take place at the future time, okay, future time and subject to some condition, because see, when we are just selling the property at the future, so at the future we have to do something. So this is called what? This is called agreement to sale, because agreement to sale is called the future goods. So agreement to sale is the right answer. Okay, now in dash, the ownership of good is yet to pass from seller to buyer. What is this? In dash, the ownership of good is yet to pass from seller to buyer. So what is this? Seller to buyer. Yet. Yet means future one. So when the particular word is there, we have to use this word. So this is called agreement to sale. Okay? Agreement to sale. This is agreement to sale. This is delivery. This is price, actionable claim, future goods, specific goods. Okay? Now, identify the following statement that is true and false. Equity share goods within the meaning of sales of good acts. Equity shares are good. It means C class. When share, we know that that's already come under the definition of goods. So whether it is equity share, preferential share, that's come under the definition of goods. So this statement is totally true. Okay, now the fixtures can be regarded as movable goods only if they are intended to be served and sold separately. Fixture can be regarded as movable goods only if they are intended to sever. Sever means to separate and sold. So fixation means suppose any movable property is there. Suppose a car is there. Car is a movable property. Suppose if we remove the tire. So tire can be removed and the sold separately. So that's why this is also true statement. Is that okay? This is also a true statement for this one. Is that okay? So very good question. Now let's move toward the next. So these questions are very much important that can become in the form of exam. Done. Now the next one. This question is of your condition and warranty. Okay. So condition again I'm saying in which we have a right to refund and breach the contract. And what is warranty? Warranty means only the replacement of the item. So just keep remember this point. Now first one. If the stipulation agreed to between parties is essential to the main purpose. What is this? Essential to the main purpose. What is this? Tell me. Essential to the main purpose. We have already done this definition in the summary. So essential to the main purpose, this is called condition. Okay, this is called condition. Done? Now, a dash that is collateral. So if the word collateral is given, that is to the main purpose of the contract. So this is absolutely called as the warranty. So definition is finished, right? Now, there is an implied condition on the part of seller that he has a right to what? He has a right to use the property, sell the property, retain and resale. So implied condition on the part of seller that he has a right of retain or sell. He can sell the goods. He can sell the goods if the buyer is not able to pay the full price. So that's why the word sale is given here. Okay, now if the sale of good is by dash, there is an implied condition that good shall be correspond with the description. It means suppose if the buyer asks anything and the seller have described that thing, so the good should be according to that description. So we have just learned about the types of implied condition. So this question belongs to the types of condition. That's it. Okay, the types of condition. That is important one. Now, in every contract of sale, it is implied that the seller has right to sell the goods. That is absolutely right if the buyer is not able to pay the money. So this is the true statement. A implied warranty as to quality and fitness for the particular purpose may be annexed by the uses of trade. Uses of trade means any custom that is followed by too many people. So this is also the true statement of this one. Okay. express, and there's a one word implied. So implied is basically by act and omission. That is called implied, and express means written and oral. Is that okay? That is important. Now fill in the blanks. Now class, filling the blanks, that is important also. Sailor of good is deemed to be unpaid sailor when the dash has not been paid. What is the right answer? The sailor of good is deemed to be unpaid when the price has not been paid. Okay, so this is the right answer. Next, there is a no dash as to the quality and fitness of the goods of any particular purpose. So there is a no what? Whether it is condition, implied. See, we have just read about the in the book that is implied condition. So the answer should be from the implied and the express condition. So there is a no implied condition. Okay, as to this one. This is the right answer. Next. When the dash is in possession of goods, a lien can be exercised. So lien means to hold the item. What is lien? Lien means to hold the items, right? So what is the right answer? So when the sailor is in possession of the goods, so sailor have a right of lien. Done? Now, dash is terminated when the buyer gets the possession of goods. Dash is terminated when the buyer gets possession of goods, so that is but obvious, lien is terminated. Okay, now the true and false. When the property in the goods has not passed to the buyer and the buyer becomes insolvent before price is paid, so the sold seller can withhold the delivery of goods. That is but obvious, right? Yes, absolutely. The buyer is insolvent, it means he is not able to pay the money. The answer is absolutely right. A sailor who has accepted a negotiable security as an absolute payment is no longer an unpaid sailor. Exactly, because money can be transferred by the negotiable security also. So this is absolutely. Hello everyone. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the Officer Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the bilingual in the English medium language. So you know that our summary session, right? Our summary of a particular act and the questions of BRBL is going on, that is given in your Macmillan book. So yesterday we have just done with the Partnership Act. So today we are going to start the today we are going to start the Partnership Act. That is very, very much important. Okay. So before starting this session, I would like to say you that do not forget to subscribe the channel. Okay. And like the session as much as possible. Now, the Indian Partnership Act. So we know that class in the Indian Partnership Act that is come from the Indian Contract Act. Indian Contract, that is basically divided into general principle of contract and the special principle of contract. So general principle of contract, the formula of contract is there, and in the special principle of contract the 5 terms are there. Now two act has been removed from the Indian contract. That first is SOGA Act that we have done, and the next is your Indian Partnership Act, that is the second act. Okay, now so partnership is what? It is the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profit of a lawful business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. This is called what? The definition of partnership. Okay, relation between person agreed share the profit of a lawful business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. So this is basically, suppose three partners are there, so their basic aim should be to just do the lawful business. Okay, and whatever suppose profit that is coming in the business, the profit should be distributed among all. there is a mutual relation of agency between the partners. Why? Because any partner can, by his act, bind all the partners of the firm. Okay, bind, it means suppose if any act is done by the partner 1, so that act will be bind to all the partners. Okay, so whatever the wrongful act that is done by the P1, it will be bind to the all partner. So this is the meaning of business carried on by all, or any of them acting for all. That's it. Okay, now there are three types of partnership: partnership at will, partnership for the fixed period, and the particular partnership. So you can see here the essential characteristic for partnership include its being an association of two and more person who enter into the agreement to carry on some business for the profit. Okay, there's a one word LLP. So LLP is nothing, that is a combination of partnership and company. So LLP is what? LLP is a body corporate and the legal entity separate from its partner. It has a perpetual succession. It means suppose if all the partner of LLP will be N, the LLP will be go on. While LLP is a separate legal entity liable to the full extent of its assets, and the liability of the partner is limited to their agreed contribution. So that is this line. Now, that is the second heading, that what is the relations of partner with each other. Okay, every partner is bound to indemnify the firm for any loss caused to the partnership firm by his fraud in the conduct of business of the firm. That is but obvious, class. See, if one partner is there, that partner have done the fraud, and in the partnership firm there's a X, Y, Z, three partners are there. So suppose from the fraud the loss is done, so for that loss the partnership firm will be paid that loss, and partnership firm is all the partners. That's it. Now the partners of the firm can decide their mutual rights and duties and change them time to time with the consent of all the partners. So whatever the work they done, it should be done by the consent of all the partners. Okay, now the property of the firm. What is this? The property of the firm has to be held and used by the partner exclusively for the purpose of the business, and the partner can decide the use of property by mutual consent, and the property should be used for the business of the partnership firm. That is important. There are some right and duties amongst other which partner in a partnership have to observe in their relationship with other. Okay, so this is the relations of partners with each other. Now, relations of partners to the third party. See, in order to bind a firm, partner must do activity in the name of the partnership firm. This is absolutely right. So if a partner want to do any business with a third party, he should have to, you know, work under the name of firm and execute the document on the behalf of the firm or in any other manner expressing, implying an intention to bind the firm. This is very important. Every partner is liable jointly with all other partner and also severally. Okay, this is the core principle of partnership business. A partner in a firm has a certain implied authority which is not provided expressly in the agreement in writing. Act done by partner under his or her implied authority with certain exceptions subject to the certain condition bind the firm. Every point is important. Now, each partner can represent the firm as per the partnership deed, and the firm is liable to the act of such partner. Okay, the right of a partner can be restricted by partnership deed, because partnership deed is, you can say, that is the important document. If a third party has no knowledge about restriction, then the firm will be liable for the act of each partner, provided those are done in the normal course of business. Each partner is responsible jointly and personally for the act of the firm, because we know that the mutual agency apply between them. In emergency, a partner may do all activities, whether it is express or implied, to protect the firm from the loss. Now, the minor, a very important term. A very important term about the minor. See class, we know that minor cannot enter into the contract. Yes, because minor is always below 18, so he cannot enter into the contract. A contract with a minor is void, since partnership is a relation resulting from contract. Partnership is a relations resulting from the contract, and the minor cannot be the partner in the firm. But, that is very important segment. Minor can be admitted to the benefit of partnership with the consent of all other partners. And this can be done in the firm which already exists. He cannot be the full-fledged partner. Okay. After a minor partner attain majority, he has decide within 6 months whether he want to continue and leave the partnership. That is very important. Suppose X is a minor, he become major. Okay, so he have a 6 month of time period to declare whether he want to become partner and not partner. Okay, so whichever be the decision taken, it give rise the different rights and responsibility of the person. Similarly, if a partner want to retire, he have to give the public notice. Okay, he have to give the public notice. Now, dissolution of firm, that is the end of the partnership firm. So there is a distinction between the dissolution of firm and the reconstitution of partnership. A firm can be dissolved by agreement between the partners and by the court, and it gets compulsory dissolved in the certain circumstance and also happening of the certain contingency. However, notwithstanding the dissolution, the partner continue to be liable to the third person for the act done any of them before dissolution until public notice. It means, suppose if any partnership firm want to dissolve, so they have to give at least public notice. So public notice is very, very much important. Okay, effect of non-registration. C class, the registration of partnership is not compulsory, it is optional. Okay class, it is optional. So that's why, suppose if any partnership if firm is not registered, so see, a company is compulsory required to be registered. Okay, but it is not mandatory in the case of partnership firm. That is very important point. There are certain disadvantages in the non-registration. For example, a partner of unregistered firm cannot enforce by the way of suit any rights available to him under the Partnership Act. Similarly, an unregistered firm cannot enforce by the way of suit any rights arising by the contract against any third party. But for the enforcement of any right to sue and for the matter relating to the dissolution of firm, other matters must be admitted is not affected and can be brought before the court of law. Okay, so this point is important one. Okay, now let's do the question of these one. The first one, true and false. If one partner cheat a customer, then all the partnership firms are liable to compensate the customer. So we know that the concept of agency will be applied. So that's why the statement is true. Registration of firm is compulsory. The answer is absolutely false. That is not compulsory. It is compulsory to enter into the partnership deed. That is compulsory. If registration is not compulsory, so we cannot say that the partnership deed is compulsory. So that's why this is a false statement. The partners are free to decide their mutual rights and duties. That is absolutely true. They are free to decide. A partnership deed can even provide that the particular partners would not take in day-to-day business decision on the partnership firm. That is absolutely true, because there are so many types of partnership. So suppose if the partner is sleeping partner, so the sleeping partner never participate in the business. Okay, so this is the right answer. Done. So partnership deed can even provide that particular partner will not take then consent of all the partner is necessary to change the nature of business carried on by the firm. So that is absolutely true. The consent is must require. A partnership at will can be dissolved by notice. That is absolutely true. LLP firm can be constituted under the partnership firm. Absolutely false, because LLP have a different act, that is LLP Act 2008. Okay. Partnership arise from the inheritance. No, it is arise from the contract. Partnership can be expressed and implied. That is absolutely true. Yes, this is true statement. Okay, so I hope so you people are like this session, because these questions are given in your book, and whatever, if I say the BFM subject, ABFM subject, BRBL subject, every questions come from the book of your Macmillan. Okay, now every partner has right to receive remuneration. Remuneration means the salary. That is true. No, because if a profit is coming, so no need to receive the remuneration. So that's why this is a false statement. It is necessary that all the partners in the partnership firm must receive equal share of profit in the partnership firm. That is false. Suppose in the partnership deed it is written that the one partner have to take 70%, so we have to go through the partnership deed. Okay, so that's why this is a false statement. Now, no partner is entitled to use partnership property for his private purpose. That is absolutely true, because the partnership property is only for the business of the partnership firm. Okay, that's cool. Next, a single partner can be authorized to carry the business, sign the document on the behalf of the firm. Can it be possible? The single partner. The answer is yes, it can be possible. Every partner is liable jointly with all other partner and also severally. So this statement we have already done in the summary. So this is also the true statement. Misapplication means taking property or money from a third party and using it for the purpose for which it was taken in the interest of partnership firm. That is true and false. Misapplication means, what is written? Misapplication means taking property or money from a third party and using it for the purpose for which it was taken in the interest of partnership firm. That is a false statement. This is not the true one. Okay, now when a person, C class, suppose P1, P2, P3, these are three partners. P3 represent X person as a partner in front of the Y. Y is a third party. So now Y start doing business with the X because of believing of the wordings of P, right? In that case, if anything loss is done in this case, so what this person will be called? Outsourcing, holding on, holding out, and holding to. That is a holding out is the right answer. So second one, C is the right answer. Okay, now a minor can be the partner in a partnership firm. Minor. The answer is no. False. A minor can be admitted for the benefit. That is absolutely true. The minor can be admitted for the benefit. Okay. Minor is personally liable like any partner to pay the debt. The answer is no. The minor is state you can take for the liability. Otherwise, personally, the minor cannot be liable. A minor who is admitted to the benefit of partnership firm has a choice when he attain majority as to whether he intend continue the partner or not. That is absolutely true. So within 6 months after attaining the majority, he have a right to continue as a partnership or not. A minor partner attained majority has given public notice within 15 days. The answer is no. A minor partner who has attained majority may give public notice whether he is elected to become partner or not. That is absolutely true. This is the true statement. Okay. Now, a partner often, what is this? The partner can mutually agree and dissolve the partnership firm. Mutually agree. The answer is true. This is absolutely true. He have a power. On the death of the partner, partnership firm is compulsory dissolved. The answer is no. Suppose class, if it is written in the partnership deed that if any one partner dead, insolvent, the partnership will be not dissolved, so this will be happen. So this is a false statement. This is the false statement. Okay. A partner of unregistered firm can file a suit against other partners to get his share in the profit. The answer is absolutely no, because that is the defect of your non-registered partnership. Okay. Now, the enforcement of any right to sue for the matter relating to the dissolution of firm is not affected and can be brought in the court of law. The answer is yes. That is absolutely true. Okay. If there is a matter of dissolution of the firm, so this can be happen. Okay. So I hope so class, you people like this session, because today we have just covered the summary and the questions of your partnership act. So please go through all the questions, which is very important for the examination point of view. So in the partnership there are 5 chapters and we have done the 5 chapters question in this session. Welcome to the Officer Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. So you can easily see that we are doing right now, we are doing the summary of the session and the important questions of the Macmillan book. So today, as you know, that module D is going on and we are doing the summary and the Macmillan most important question that is given in your BRBL book. So today's session is Transfer of Property Act. That is very important from the examination point of view, because from the Transfer of Property Act, especially from the types of mortgage, the questions come in your exam. Okay. So now let's understand the concept and then we will do the questions. Okay. Now, so first of all, transfer of property. See class, if we talk about the movable property, so for the movable property, okay, SOGA Act deal with the movable property. And if we talk about the immovable property, so TP Act deal with the immovable property. Okay. Now, the Transfer of Property Act means, so it means an act by which a living person, okay, a living person conveys means transfer property in present or in future to one and more living person and to himself and one and more other living person. So in this particular topic, the transfer of property is basically the transfer of property from living person to another living person. So living person to another living person, that is called inter vivos. Okay. So this living person include, first of all, this can be done in the present also, in the future also. It means the transfer of property can be done in the present and in the future also. And it can be transferred to the another living person and to himself also. What is himself? See, Suppose if a Nikita ma'am have a property, she want to open the trust that is for the charitable purpose. So now Nikita ma'am will transfer the property to the trust. That is called, and that trust is made by Nikita ma'am, and this is your health trust. So in the health trust, there are so many poor person, and they are getting benefit from that trust. So in this way we can say that the transfer of property can be also transferred to the himself. So himself, that is a trust one. Okay, and one another the living person. Now, what is sale? Sale is basically if n person want to sell the land to the m person. So in that case, n is transferring the ownership of that land to the m person, and m person is giving rupees to the n person. So sale is basically, in the sale deed will be come into picture. In the sale deed, the rights and regulations will be written there. Okay, so sale is basically the transfer of ownership in exchange for the price paid, promised, and part paid, part promised. Done. Now, mortgage. What is mortgage? Mortgage is basically the transfer of interest in the specific immovable property to secure the payment of money given by the way of loan and to secure the performance of engagement. So that is very simple definition. Mortgage means when we give immovable property as a security. When we give immovable property as a security to the lender, that is called mortgage. So that is a very simple definition. In the pledge, we just give the movable property as a security, but in this one we just give immovable property as a security. This is called mortgage. So see, it is a transfer of interest in the specific immovable property to secure the payment of money given by the way of loan and to secure the performance of engagement, which may give rise to the pecuniary liability. So what is pecuniary liability? Pecuniary means that is related to the money. This is called mortgage. Okay, now if we talk about the actionable claim, the claim to any debt, okay, any debt or beneficial interest in the, okay, any debt other than the debt secured. It means if we are claiming our property in the unsecured debt, that is called actionable claim. So what is unsecured debt? Just like your education loan, your personal loan, we cannot, ask for which does not give the security in that example. So that's why actionable claim, the claim to any debt other than the debt secured by mortgage. So this is the right answer. Done. That's it. Now let's do the question. That's it, class. Let's do the question that is given here. Okay, now first question. Transfer of property basically contain the provision relating to the transfer of movable property and goods. Give me a quick answer for this question. What will be the right answer for this question, class? That is very good question. Okay, that is very good question. What is the right answer for this question? Transfer of property basically deal with the movable property. That is true. That is absolutely false. That is absolutely false because TP Act deal with the immovable property. So this statement is false. Done? Now, mortgage is a transfer of interest in a specific immovable property to secure the payment of money given by the way of loan. What is the right answer? This is true and false. This is true and false. So guys, this is the definition of mortgage. That is absolutely true. Okay. Now, in a simple mortgage, that is very good questions. These are. This is talk about the mortgage. This is simple mortgage. This is mortgage by conditional sale. Okay. So now class, the question is, in the simple mortgage, the mortgager does not deliver possession of mortgage property to the mortgagee. So first of all, you have to recall what we have learned in the simple mortgage. Then you have to give me the answer. So simple mortgage, tell me. The mortgager does not deliver possession of mortgage property to the mortgagee. That is true and false. C. So for this question, the right answer is absolutely true. This is true. This is true. This is false. Okay. In a mortgage by conditional sale, the condition of sale is that on default of payment of the mortgage money on a certain date, the sale become absolute. In every type of mortgage, always remember, in every type of mortgage class, always remember that there should be registration in the mortgage deed. Okay. In the conditional sale, see, the mortgage deed will be there. It will be written in the deed that the mortgage will be automatically converted into the sale deed if the person have not paid the full price. The mortgager have not paid the full price. That is called conditional sale. So sale, the default of the payment, the sale become absolute. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true, class. Is that okay? Next. Again, this is usufructuary mortgage, English mortgage, mortgage by deposit of title deed. This is lease. Okay, now the usufructuary mortgage question. This question. Number one. In the usufructuary, the mortgager deliver possession of mortgage property to the mortgagee. That is true and false. The mortgager deliver the possession of mortgage property to the mortgagee. That is true and false. Tell me the right answer. So in the usufructuary mortgage, yes, this is absolutely true. Okay, now in an English mortgage, the property is transferred absolutely by the mortgager to the mortgagee with a condition for retransfer. In an English mortgage, the property is transferred absolutely by mortgager to the mortgagee. That is true and false. In each type of mortgage, same example will be there, but there are certain essential points of all the mortgage which make it different from the other mortgage. Okay. So in an English mortgage, the property, that is absolutely true. Done. In the mortgage by deposit of title deed, the property given as mortgage has to be situated in the notified town. So first of all, this type of mortgage is very important. This is called equitable mortgage. This is called equitable mortgage. So in the equitable mortgage, that type of mortgage, always happen in the notified area, or you can say the metropolitan areas. So in the mortgage by deposit of title deed, the property given as mortgage has to be situated in the notified area G. But that is not written that which area, who will decide, who will prefer. That is not written. So that's why for the G1, this is absolutely false. Okay. And this is the only mortgage in which no registration is required. So you have to remember this thing. If the notified area is written, so the state government will always have to return. Done? Now, a lease from year to year or from any term exceeding 1 year can be made by transfer of possession. A lease from year to year or for any term exceeding 1 year can be made by the transfer of possession. That is true. H. If it is exceed 1 year, that should be registered. So this is totally false. A debtor has to be given notice of transfer of actionable claim. The debtor has to be given a notice of transfer of actionable claim. That is true and false. That is false. No need to give this notice. The debtor has to be given notice for the transfer of claim. That is not required. So I hope so. That is clear to all of you. Done? Done, class? So this is your right answer. Okay, next one. Fill in the blanks. The lease for agriculture or manufacturing purpose can be terminated by lessor and lessee by giving dash notice to one another. 6 months, 15 days. Okay, tell me. Lease for agriculture or manufacturing purpose can be terminated by lessor and lessee by giving how month or days notice. What is the right answer? Tell me. A lease for agriculture or manufacturing purpose can be terminated by giving, that is 6 months is the right answer. Okay, 6 months is the right answer. The memorandum recording the mortgage by deposit of title deed does not require registration or stamping. That is registration, not required. Okay, registration not required. Now, the essential of valid equitable mortgage are depth, deposit of title deed, and intention as security or intention of safe deposit. In the valid equitable, we only have to deposit the title deed, right? So in that case, this is your intention as security or intention of safe deposit. The right answer is intention as security. So this is the right answer. Next. In the case of accession, accession means any profit to the mortgage property where mortgagee is in possession of mortgage property, the mortgagee is dashed to the accession. Entitled or not entitled? Tell me. Entitled or not entitled? What is the right answer? In the case of accession to the mortgage property where mortgagee is in possession of mortgage property, the mortgagee is dash. He will be entitled or not? The mortgagee is entitled to the accession. That is a profit because right now the property is in possession of the mortgagee. The property is in the possession of mortgagee. That's why he is entitled. A mortgage while lawfully in possession of mortgage property shall have dash to make lease. A mortgager while lawfully in possession of mortgage property have a power to make lease or not? Have a power to make lease. This is very important. Okay, now The power of sale without intervention of court is given to the mortgagee in the case of without intervention of the court. Tell me. Simple mortgage quote is required. That is the English mortgage. Okay, English mortgage is the right answer. A lease for agriculture and manufacturing purpose is deemed to be the lease for, that is year to year. So this is the right answer for this question. So I hope so, class, you people enjoy this session. This is all about your Transfer of Property Act. So whatever the summary we have discussed, everything we have done, and the questions we have done. Okay guys, so this is your batch, victory batch, already started. The classes are going on. If you want to join the session of single paid batch, you will get live classes the way I am teaching you. Same way I will teach you in the live class. If you are not able to see the live class, you can see the recorded session. Then the mock paper is available. Ebooks are available. Okay, mock paper, ebooks, doubt session, etc. Done. In this single paid batch, 6-month validity will be there. It means till your exam, and the exam is your in July. This is your separate video course of the elective paper, because in the single paid batch, no elective paper is there. So you have to select one elective paper here. Okay. After that, if you want to take mock paper separately, you can take the mock paper by applying the coupon code Y716X for the maximum discount. This is your ebook and this is your Mahapack. So guys, if you want to enroll in the batches, what you have to do, see, click on Adda 24/7, right? Then okay, then click on all courses, JIB, CIB, CIB June 2022. First of all, in the CIB ka Mahapack, the double validity is going on. So what is CIB ka Mahapack? CIB ka Mahapack is a very good package. First of all, if you purchase right now, 1 year validity will be there. It means the July session and the December session, whatever the batch that we will launch, every batch will be attached in this Mahapack. English medium, bilingual, both. Okay. So if you want to understand in the English medium, you can join the English medium batch. If you want to join the bilingual, you can join the bilingual batch. In this batch, in this batch, 5 elective, the recorded session of elective paper is there. So suppose if you want to understand the concept, you can see the recorded session. And we will also launch the revision session, the live session of this elective paper, but before the exam. Okay, then you will get marathon and mini marathon of the previous session. That will be very useful for all of you. Okay, so if you want to join this one, click on buy now. Apply the coupon code Y391, that is apply, and see 80% discount is there. So I think this 80% discount is sufficient for you people. Only 6,000 you have to pay. If you purchase a single paid batch, you have to pay 4,000 something. So by just adding the 2,000 more, you will get the CAIIB ka Mahapack for 1 year. Otherwise, the 80% discount will be, it can be finished by any time. So that's why you can purchase this Mahapack. Okay. So that's all for today's class. Have a nice day.